But Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. This is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Yes, over the weekend, Donald Trump talked about another man's, But it's okay because it's Donald Trump. But I want you to go back and look at that video, and I'm going to play it right now. Look at the lady, the blonde-haired lady behind Donald Trump's shoulder. Look at that little girl that she's with. Now, maybe the girl didn't pay attention, and I'm sure that there are other children there. They're going to ask, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, what was Donald Trump talking about when he talked about the late, great Arnold Palmer in the shower? And if you are okay with that, I want you to picture Vice President Kamala Harris or President Joe Biden talking about what they saw in the shower with someone else and telling that to a group of people that have children in it. And tell me then, would you or would you not still vote for that person? This is how bad the American populace has gotten when it comes to crass behavior like that. But that's not why I got you here. They are still trying to defend this. Look at the Speaker of the House.
Mr. Speaker, you're crossing all over the country. You're working hard to get Republicans over the line in this election. You're talking about substantive issues. Is this really the closing message you want voters to hear from Donald Trump? Stories about Arnold Palmer's penis?
Well, listen, I think that the headline that I read about the rally in Pennsylvania yesterday was the big question, and it's the one that Kamala Harris has not been able or willing to answer, and that is, are you better off now than you were under the Trump administration 4 years ago?
He did not answer the question. He filibustered for about 2-3 minutes. But here's the end of that statement where he tries to get Jake Tapper to deflect the question and move to something else and excuse Trump in the process.
So put the rhetoric aside, look at the record of these two candidates. This shouldn't be about personalities, it should be about policy.
The presidency has always been about policies and personality, because if you're running for office for the first time, you have no policies. So it's all about personality, who you are and what you can bring to the White House. They're trying to excuse personalities. Imagine George Washington going through stuff like this. Imagine Abraham Lincoln being this type of person. Imagine FDR or Woodrow Wilson being these type of people. Now, Jake Tapper tries to bring him back to those comments, and he talks about cognitive ability. I want you to watch the speaker and watch how he tries to dismiss the cognitive question. He's not going to speak, but watch him shake his head, because now he knows I'm not going to talk about the golfing thing. I'm going to talk about cognitive ability.
I'm sure that you think that a policy debate would be better than a personality debate, but if President Biden had gone on stage and spoke about the size of a pro golfer's penis, I think you would be on this show right now saying you were shocked and appalled, and you would suggest it was evidence of his cognitive decline. I wonder how Trump's remarks, not just the one about Arnold Palmer on his, quote, manhood, but everything we've heard from Trump this week.
Now, Jake Tapper talked for a few minutes, so I'm skipping past a lot of that, but he gets to the question.
Why is he talking about Arnold Palmer's penis in front of Pennsylvania voters?
And then he tries to throw in a throwaway joke line and try to divert the conversation. But Jake is getting tired of this and stops him.
Jake, you seem to like that line a lot. Let me tell you that Donald Trump is doing rallies nonstop around the country.
Let me just say something. I don't want to be talking about this. Right. Donald Trump is out there saying it. It is.
But you continue to. Let's talk about.
Because you won't address it.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You won't address it. He is out there talking to voters.
And maybe it's his Christian conservative values that are eating at him. Maybe it's the fact that they're on TV, national TV, talking about genitalia is really getting to him. And he tells Jake Tapper.
I'll address it. Let me answer it. Okay, don't say it again. We don't have to say it. I get it.
If you don't want a news anchor to say it again, why would you want your presidential candidate to even mention it? But I digress. Then he goes into cognitive ability in Joe Biden.
There's lines in a rally. When President Trump is at a rally, sometimes he'll speak for 2 straight hours. You're questioning his stamina, his mental acuity. Joe Biden couldn't do that for 5 minutes.
So what I take from that is Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or any Democrat that's running for any office, get up there, talk for 2-3 hours, and when you run out of stuff to say, you can talk about genitalia. It's fine, because that'll show that you got stamina. When you have someone that's trying to be president of the United States, you're trying to have someone who's going to be the face of the United States, the first family, the first lady, the first children, the first dog. Like, they represent America, and this is who we want. Now, I'm not saying vote for Kamala Harris because she has a better aesthetics. I'm not saying vote for anybody because you think that person looks better for America than the other person. That's when substance come into play. But God, I'm on a spiritual journey, and I can't cuss anymore. I'm trying to stop. And the reason why Donald Trump can get out there and say the most crass and rude and unprofessional things is because we have a political party that's letting him. What do you think?